Well, if you're wearing flannel,
We must be talking Fargo.
that's right. You wear flannel every day.
Every day.
I just wore my
always
John
talking
Lamb
Fargo,
outfit today.
You look great in it. You look great.
So we're talking about episode 3, which aired last night, and it wasn't a really interesting episode. It started out, it took us back, and at first I didn't realize, I don't think you were supposed to realize, it was a flashback to the original guy in his frozen panties.
Yep.
You know, and you figure out...
Poor Phil the accountant.
Poor Phil.
And his gambling.
And Lauren...
How he ends up in the trunk.
Yeah, Lauren Melvo marches into his office and grabs him by the tie.
By the necktie. By the way, I want to point out, that's why I don't wear a necktie to work.
Oh,
so that people who
right.
are looking for me will have to drag me out by my collar, not by my tie. It's really only
the
for
whole
worker
time
safety.
he was getting dragged down, like he got dragged through the whole building all the way down to the parking garage by his tie.
That's a really apathetic office.
I was like, couldn't you get away? Like, really? Oh. But so we see how he ended up in the trunk. It gives us more insight into that Lauren Melvo. Just, he don't care.
He is ruthless. And he still doesn't explain why he cut the clothes off.
Yeah, I didn't get that either. But he did, we got to see his weapon of choice, which I said looked like a dinosaur claw.
I think it may be like a knife used to cut linoleum.
It looks like a dinosaur claw. Can we go with dinosaur claw?
We'll go with dinosaur claw.
All right.
Which he probably got from where?
Menards.
Or Dickinson. Whatever.
Oh, yeah. Dickinson
Dickinson
You can
Museum.
get anything at Menards.
Yeah, they have a Menards and Dickinson. Anyway, the other thing we really noticed that really set the tone for how evil Malvo is he killed a dog.
He killed a dog. We live tweet all of these, so I'm sitting on Twitter, and in my living room, the supermarket king walks out into his backyard
Milos.
and finds his dog
King.
slain. His dog King slain. Thank you for helping me with this.
Yes.
And he's really upset, and I of course went, and then we didn't see him actually die, unlike all the other deaths, all 5 other human
Hammer to
beings
the head.
that have died. We didn't actually see this dog die, but it seemed like everybody was more affected by this death.
This was, I think, probably the most gruesome murder, although it happened off screen, and it's the one that I think can get the show in the most amount of trouble. Apparently, you can hit your wife in the face with a hammer a number of times, killing her.
You can throw an innocent man down an ice hole.
Right, just for mistaken identity. You can crash and leave a guy to run off into a field, freeze to death.
You can stab a guy in the back of the head.
While he's having sex with a stripper.
At the Lucky Penny.
Yeah, but if you kill a dog, people are not going to like you.
No. And we also, at one point, my husband looked at me and he goes, "Is Lauren the devil?" And he just might be. He goes into his biblical tale of Moses.
What did you make of that? Why Moses? Is Malvo the Moses character? Is he going to lead everybody to the promised land?
The way I took it, and I'm not sure that I'm correct in this, is that, I was thinking that he's redefining his own rules for society, and he is all about bringing his followers with him and getting people to kind of throw off what they think is right, change their ideas of right and wrong.
Or is he creeping death? Cue Metallica song.
So
what are some other things? I think that this was actually the best episode so far.
Agreed.
I think it was the best dialogue. There was a lot of phrases coined that I can't really repeat on the air.
I think we could not repeat those. No, but there was.
But there was some good dialogue. You saw the development of not only Lauren but of Molly Solverson really now becoming an ace cop.
Oh, and are she and Gus Grimley like?
Was there a romance happening there? Gus Grimley, by the way, the worst cop ever.
He's such a bad cop.
Not even sure he's such a great dad. I mean, he's driving his kid back and forth to Bemidji from Duluth.
Why did they make it seem like it was just a quick trip from Duluth to Bemidji in January?
Yeah, so it was a great, well-written show for all that stuff. Plus, also a lot of nods to the movie Fargo. You had, obviously, Molly is becoming more and more like Marge Gunderson. So you had that iconic scene from the movie where Marge Gunderson meets her old high school friend in a Radisson buffet. This one
in the cities.
This one they don't say that it's a Radisson buffet, but it certainly seems like that, where she meets an old friend who things are not as they seem, and she tells a very disturbing
bizarre
story
spider story.
of the spider infestation in the face.
Yeah, and I found myself last night, up to this point, Lester has kind of been like I love Lester, but last night I'm getting tired of the bumbling thing. But Lester broke out of his box at the end. He grabs his brother's AK-807 or whatever that is.
Now the gun people will be complaining you don't know your guns.
I know, I'm sorry.
It was a
First we have
heavy-duty assault
PETA
weapon.
with the dead dog, and he went all Rambo on it.
Yeah. The other thing, too, is that, as we saw, Lester pocketed the taser. So he's got a taser to his arsenal now, too, which is a little bit more subtle. A little
very
bit
Lester.
more.
That's a very passive-aggressive way to injure somebody.
Yeah.
How Midwestern of them.
Yeah, and so I think it's great. And then also at the end with the Moses scene, you have the bloodbath.
Yeah.
The Milos is taking a shower, and the voiceover supplied by Billy Bob Thornton, and then all of a sudden there's blood pouring out of the shower. Milos doesn't notice it till the end. He screams. We revealed that Malvo is walking out of the house with
empty cartons of what presumably carried blood.
Yeah. Where did he get the blood?
I think he got it from the kid with the zombie van.
The drug van.
That he got the drugs from earlier. I don't
Another
know
great scene.
Where else would you get jugs of blood but
Gallons
from zombie van?
I don't know. And what was his point there? What do you think he was trying to do? Was he trying to say that the blackmailers will get to him?
I think he was just trying to scare him. He wanted everyone to know.
He wants that $1 million.
Yeah. I was trying to draw some, similarities between that and Carrie, and I just couldn't come up with it.
Another nod to the movie Fargo in Milos's his little study, his area. There is an ice scraper. Is that the ice scraper? Obviously, in the movie Fargo, there was a couple of ice scraper scenes. Here, don't really know. It's this ice scraper. It's displayed pretty predominantly. Not really sure what that's about.
Well, and you said that you'd heard the chatter that maybe he's the one who found the money that Steve Buscemi buried in the snow
in the movie.
And
maybe that's why he's being blackmailed. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that the TV show doesn't tie as directly into the movie.
I'm with you. I don't want that to be where it's going, but
because
we'll
if they do that, then they have to explain all these other deaths that happened in Bemidji just 10 years ago. The drifters coming through.
Yeah, and what happened in Sioux Falls? Aren't you dying to know?
Well, who does know is that Mr. Solverson, Lou Solverson. Yep, Keith Carradine, as the man who makes milkshakes maybe with bourbon and also
for children
fries the fastest burgers.
Yes.
Okay, this is something that they had an ashtray on the table, and I tweeted, what Minnesota establishment can have an ashtray on the table? Our old colleague Sam Benshoof pointed out that the show takes place in 2006. Looked like the ban happened in 2007. So either that's really clever writing that these people are doing to really aware of their time, or is it just kind of odd, sloppy? My other nitpick with last night's episode, at the buffet where Molly's at. With her friend, and then a server comes over and it's, are you ready to order some food? But clearly they were setting up a buffet in the background. Nobody orders food at a buffet.
Maybe it was one of those places where you can order off the menu or choose the buffet, John.
Prime rib.
All right, well, I am kind of dying to see where it goes from here.
Don't say dying, because that can happen on
that probably would happen. Next week, we'll be back talking about episode 4 and what other Midwestern ways people have died, I'm sure.
And Tuesday night, we'll be live tweeting at #FargoInFargo.